Hello everybody, HectiX here, and welcome back to Kaido Racer 2. Now, in the previous episode, we got our 7th medal, as well as we finished off a little bit more of Haruna, Akagi, and Urarako. So in this episode, hopefully we can get a good chunk more finished on those 3 tracks, as well as hopefully we can get a few more stragglers in both Hakone and Hiroshima. But cross your fingers on that one. That's probably not going to happen too much. But I did take a liberty of checking one quick thing prior to the start of this episode. I do have to go to the shop, not because I want to buy a new car, but because we will get a challenge. So there we go. Got ourselves an extra challenge for here in daytime. I'm also going to quickly check if anybody's in Nanamagari, but we will accept this guy's challenge. The Haruna Day PA. Okay, that can be done. So now we can back out of this. So first up, I'm actually going to take care of him. I've also already changed my tires, so I don't need to worry about that. But, okay, so Day PA. I don't know if we'll get an extra sponsor event here. I doubt it. Yeah, no sponsor. So 35,000, he's in a, I think that's a chaser? Nope, that's the Laurel. Okay, never mind. I clearly do not know my box sedans. But anyway, he can't stand heights yet he's racing on a mountain pass. Logic. As well as I do believe we start relatively high up on the mountain to begin with. So it's like, let's battle someplace low, like the top of this mountain. Brilliant logic. Brilliant logic. But yeah, this shouldn't be too difficult. I've already also installed the level 4 transmission we got from last episode. So that just added just a little bit of weight. But yeah, look, we're basically at the top of the mountain. So don't know his logic behind that. Let's battle someplace low, like the top of this mountain. You're smart. So I did tweak the gearing just a little bit, so I can do 200, not that I need to, but I can still keep my acceleration relatively the same. So hopefully this feels a little bit better. Hard on the brakes. I also changed the front suspension. I made it just a little bit softer, trying to get the front end to turn a little bit more. As well as I didn't change the toe. I did add a little bit more camber at the back. I did say in the last episode I had 0.45. It was actually 0.30. I made that mistake. So I put that to 0.45. So hopefully it doesn't step out too much more, but I can still get this thing sideways if I need to. Now I did check what the GT wing would look like, and I swear there are cars that look good with it, but there's a lot of cars that I find that really don't look good with the GT wing on, so I typically always skip it, and this car is no exception. I really don't like the way the GT wing looks. It's a shame that the little ducktail spoiler I have at the back of this, because of the body kit, I can't use that for downforce. So, not much I can do there. So, who do we have here? Another supporter. Okay, that's doable. And it's a time attack. Ridge Pirate and another Accord. There's a lot of Accords at the start of this game. Damn. But anyway, this shouldn't be difficult at all in the slightest. One, it's a supporter. They're not supposed to be difficult. And two, it's a Honda Accord. So, yeah, I don't expect him to be too much of a handful. At least I don't have to worry about him dive bombing me into the first corner, because it is a ghost. But there we go. Definitely the change in suspension, for the most part, was actually the right call to make, because now my car actually wants to turn in at the front. And it's not trying to understeer too much. So remember before it was a little bit leery through these hairpins. So it's actually wanting to turn a little bit now, because the front end can actually dig into the corner. But we're well clear of his time, so it's pretty much just cruising to the end. This is not the most entertaining race, considering it's just a bunch of switchbacks. And I do believe we already fought that rival. Mr. Switchback was in the Sunny truck back in Hakone, I believe. I believe he's a Hakone racer. I don't think he was Hiroshima. I don't remember. But yeah, I do still want to get that Sunny truck just for the hell of it. That's a car I've wanted to drive on this game and just have a good laugh since I got it, and I've always never bought it for some strange reason. But anyway, we beat his time by well over 10 seconds. So, easy victory, and I think that was, what, 35,000 I think was the bet? Maybe. I don't exactly remember. I didn't pay attention what the bet was. But yeah, that was really, really easy. It's a shame I can't actually add any more power to this Altezza, but oh well. And there's nothing in the used car dealership. I already checked before recording. So we'll move on to nighttime. Hopefully it's not raining. Yes! No rain. Right, that's also another thing I'm going to have to do. Gonna have to do a little bit of money grinding, but I'm going to have to buy some of these eventually. So yeah, I'm definitely going to need to do a bit of money grinding to get those. But let's check Hakone first. Let's see if we have anybody here. Hopefully there's at least one new rival that I haven't raced. Yay, there is! And it's a high gambler. Actually, did we ever beat FR Benchmark? I guess not. So now we have more than enough power to take care of him. So let's kick his ass. Because now I'm not exactly afraid of this guy. Okay, I thought there was a cutscene. Never mind. Went to go take a sip of my drink casually, and, well, that did not go well. Oh god. Okay, so he definitely gets a better launch than me. And I am on racing tires. Now, I want to say he's going to dive bomb me here, so I'm going to kind of try and get around this corner as quick as I can. Good. Even though that was terrible, I'm just afraid of the dive bomb. Because that is another corner that they do like to go charging into. So we shouldn't... And I think that's the downside to having the softer suspension at the front. It's going to dig in a little bit too much on the hill climb, so it's going to probably make me slide out. However, the increase in camber at the back hopefully will mitigate that. That was the plan, anyway. So yeah, I definitely got to get used to the way the car handles now. But there we go. So we're definitely not going to run away with this. I don't expect that. But it is nice to have more of a fighting chance than at the beginning of the game having to block him the entire way up. So there we go. And across the line. Awesome. That's him taken care of. So I don't know how many more rivals we have in Hakone left. I'll have to go through the rival list at some point. And I do believe some only show up after you've defeated other rivals at other areas. So that is one to bear in mind and keep checking Hakone even though you think you're done. Or previous tracks when you think you're done. There we go. Not just specifically Hakone. Don't know why I said that. But anybody here in Hiroshima? One more and it's another high gambler. So more than 40,000? Let's see. 50,000 for this one, and that's an R31. So I got more power and more torque, but he is probably like, what, 60, 70 kilos lighter than me? No, 50? So this should be doable. You lost the moment you met me. Oh, really? Well, we'll see about that. We shall see. Because I do believe he's lost the moment he's met me. So, well, let's go. You have to put the pedal down, bro. There. I don't know why I said bo. Jesus. I can't speak English today. Thank you. Take that from you. Use him as a little bit of a barricade. Oh yeah, downhill-wise, definitely better with the softer front-end suspension. It's not trying to kill me as much, and it's definitely better in the corners. The uphill, however, it is a bit finicky. So, definitely giving this guy a run for his money. And then hopefully here's where we can open the taps on the straightaway and just leave him behind. There we go. Perfect. Not a clean run. I did barge my way past and I did scrape a few walls, but not a bad run. So there we go. That's done. Again, don't know about Hiroshima. We'll have to check that at some point. And I'll probably end up forgetting, who knows. But anyway, Haruna is up next. So do we got another team? Because Haruna has a lot of teams. Nope, just 3 normal everyday rivals, nothing special. And another drift event versus a Celica. A front-wheel drive modern Celica, so this will be easy. And now that I've said that, knock on wood, this is gonna suck. This is where now I royally mess up and I end up losing. So, 13,000 points in 15 corners, that is doable. That is very doable. Okay, a little bit too much on the handbrake there. That doesn't bode well. But then again, we do have hairpins, so... Okay, definitely not my best drift. Let's try that again. There we go, that's a drift. Well, more of a power slide than anything. Considering I'm not actually able to do heel toe in this, so it's a power slide. I'm ripping the e-brake. So I already almost have the points. We've only gone through 5 corners, and this corner I'm terrible at. Oh god. Oh, how did I get away with that? I'm amazed I just got away with that. But yeah, with the softer front, this is definitely better for drifting. By a hell of a long shot from the few times I've done it. It actually doesn't mind stepping out holding just a little bit of angle. Still not perfect by any means. After all, I am using a controller on a sim games. Well, at the time of this game, it was supposed to be sim. So, yeah. Here's where we can hit. Oh, okay. I guess I don't have to worry about 190 or yeah, 190 there. I think it might be the other straightaway that might be the worst. And we just completely rolled. Whoop. This is why I don't put camber at the front. And I don't have any at the front. That sudden snap at the front like that. Oh god. Oh jeez. And am I making a few mistakes for more points? I'm well ahead of this guy. So we've destroyed his point total. But that doesn't surprise me because he's in a front-wheel drive car. It doesn't really work in front-wheel drive too well, so... Oop. Aww. That sucks. But anyway, we also destroyed his time. There we go. So almost 6 full seconds faster than him. And what is that? 13, 26, 39. I'm terrible at math. Oh, geez. So, what? Like 5, 6 times better? I'm terrible at math. This is why I went into a trade that didn't really require too much math. Or at least basic, super basic math, and he's now my friend. Brilliant. Why am I only making friends with people with front-wheel drive cars? I do not know. Damn it. Anyway, Aerial R. This rival, because I do believe I said this when I got to this part in the previous playthrough I did of it, before I had to take it down and start over. She is actually the one of the lovers from the previous game. So yeah, they got rid of that system, and they at least kept her in. So yeah, it's actually good to see that they reused one of the characters in quotations. But it's a shame they don't mention, she doesn't say anything about your character from the previous game. Because I think it would have been absolutely hilarious to be like, the character from the previous game was an absolute jerk, or something, and they just make a slight hint towards it, but, oh well. Yeah, I don't know why they did that in the previous game, in the first place, no clue, but it's also, I think they should have kept it. It was definitely different and silly at the same time. But again, it is a bit too silly, probably. Which is why they decided, yeah, let's get rid of that entirely. That was a good drift. I didn't carry the full corner, but that was really good entry, even by my standards. Now keep in mind, I'm also recording this directly after the previous part, so where my driving was absolute trash, I am now able to drive this car relatively well. What does that say? That ends up saying that the tune was definitely worse before, minus that one corner right there. Always when I go to say a certain thing, I mess up directly after saying it. And she's our friend now. And yet again, another front-wheel drive car. But I don't mind this because it's like reminiscing of having a lover in the previous game. Not that that's important, it's just like perfect. It's just perfect to have that. And ironic at the same time. But anyway, Local Hero is up next. In another FC, I don't know if that is the Savannah model or the Infinity, I can't tell. I'd have to see his car from the back and read the sticker. Because again, it doesn't tell you when you look the car up, I believe. It just says RX-7. I think that's the no, wait a minute, I think that might be the Infinity model. I think I gotta get a little bit closer. I'm trying to still. Oh dang it, the turbo thing is blocking it. I think that's the Infinity, I don't know. The quality's not the best to actually really look. Oh, that held a good angle through there. It was just enough to slide through. Oh god. Oh god. That was a poor choice of words. I didn't mean to do that, okay. Anyway, moving on from that. Now this is the straightaway I'm talking about maybe hitting 190, and sure enough, yeah, I'm glad I tweaked it. Not that I need to be doing 190 to begin with, but yeah, that's still good to know that I'm not buzzing the limiter through there. And we're good. So, local hero is done. Is he our friend now? No. Damn. So, moving on to Akagi. See who we get here. Hopefully a few people. Yep. Three rivals, one trickster, two normal. There we go. That's what I wanted to say. Anyway, trickster. It's this trickster. Okay, every time I've raced him, he's been a pain. So I'm expecting this to be no different. But then again, who knows? We don't need that turbine. I don't believe I'm ever going to use it. So, yeah, we'll give this a try. Now there should be a cutscene so I can actually take a drink. That's better. Again, tempting to get the AP1, but I don't know if I'm going to. I do remember, I don't think it was my original time, my very first time playing the game, but I do know I ended up actually buying that at least once, and I put a turbo on it, and boy, that thing was a handful to drive with the turbo. At least it felt like it, but then again, I think I was using the standard setup as well. I didn't think I really changed any of the settings to try and cope with the increase in power, so... Oop. Kind of nudging me into the wall there. What a jerk. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. There we go. And now hopefully we can run away from him. Really hard on the brakes here. I don't want to drift if I don't have to. But if I have to, I will. Damn, I was actually kind of hoping to get a little bit of style points in there, but it's poor timing. There we go, that's better. And then promptly mess up the next corner. Brilliant. So yeah, I do expect this to go to the goal. I would not be surprised if it did. I think I'd be more surprised if I didn't go to the goal for this rival, so... After all, I do believe that AP1 is quicker than this. I actually didn't check to see how much horsepower he had, but I think he has roughly the same, and he's lighter, I believe. That was a good drift, and a good exit as well. I'm gonna try not to drift this corner because it's a doozy. There we go. Trying to drift the one drift zone through that little section is a pain in the butt. After all, nobody did get to see the RX-7 drift attack I ended up doing, so when I get around to actually doing that again, you'll definitely see my point, but there we go. I choose not to drift it, just because of how much of a pain it is. It's either too much or too little, and you end up smacking the wall. So, Yep, that's done. So we do have 2 normal rivals to take care of now. Great, new turbine, going to sell it after, don't need it. So who do we got? Another RX-7, that I can definitely say is the Savannah model because I can actually see the back of it. And I think that's a Starion? Storia. Why did I say Starion? I guess I really want that Mitsubishi Starion, but Storia. That is also another tempting car to get because it's all-wheel drive and it is relatively light. And I do believe its handling is really, really good. So, however, I do believe later on it really doesn't produce enough, so it kind of gets outclassed. And I'm amazed I had such, well, minus that, but I did actually get a better launch than him. And he's in all-wheel drive car, so come on, bud. I shouldn't be doing 80 behind you on a hill climb. I know the Storia doesn't produce a lot, but it's definitely not that slow. At least it shouldn't be that slow. Ooh. Yep, sudden twitch, go to correct it, and then it twitches me directly into the wall. Brilliant. I hate it when it does that. I'm doing more SP damage to myself by hitting the walls than sitting behind him and just going all the way to the end. But he isn't doing too bad. That wasn't a bad drift either. That was not intentional. Figures, I can drift when it's not intentional, but when I try to actually drift intentionally, I fail miserably. Brilliant. But I think he might be quicker in the corners than me. That doesn't really surprise me. But there we go, that's him done. Now we can go take care of that Savannah. And then we'll move on to Rocco and see who we have there. Yeah, so it still doesn't say anything. And actually, I think it's a stock. Yeah, I think it might be the stock model because it has 185 horsepower. And the stock model does as well. So all he did was change the rims and add a GT wing on it. Okay, so this will be really, really easy. And it's a time attack. I do believe I noticed that the last second. Yes, it is. Yeah, he doesn't stand a chance. That, and also, he doesn't make enough power to really warrant the GT wing. So, it's not like he needs the downforce. Just cruise through these hairpins. I will take them just a bit wide. There we go. Now the car wants to actually rotate a little bit more. I guess it really depends on the corner whether or not the car actually rotates enough. So I'm really having to, even though the turn indeed is better, but I still need to kind of yank the handbrake just to get the back end to angle properly so I can actually get the nose pointed where I want it to. So it can make the corner. Considering I'm not exactly going to go into these corners powering over, so I'd rather not do that. Feel more reliable ripping the handbrake to get it to turn than to try and just gun it and hope for the best. It feels a little bit more controlled. But there we go. Almost 7 full seconds. Not bad. I'm actually surprised I didn't beat him by more of a margin, considering I have so much more power over him, but oh well. I guess he was making up time in the corners with that GT wing when he didn't need it. I don't know. Anyway, on to Rocco. Who do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 1 rival. And it's just a normal one. So hit Cam Strawberry. Oh, it's this person. She crashed her previous car on Suzuka, so she bought this MRS if I remember correctly, right? Yes. Okay. Actually, I'm surprised I remember that. And I think I do just because I believe she's one of the very few rivals that actually drives the MRS. So, it's a shame we're not going to be having a MRS v MRS battle like the previous time. Oh well. This will still be hopefully a close battle considering, well, I may have 360 horsepower. It's not going to be too useful here because it's all slow speed corners. There's nowhere to actually really pick up speed. So me having more power really doesn't help too much, but the only advantage I have by having more power is just the acceleration out of the corners. That's it. But I'm never going fast enough to really warrant any sort of speed whatsoever to make use of the full 360. This is where I'm surprised they didn't have Initial D actually take place, because this would be great practice for Keisuke and his RX-7, not being able to use all of his horsepower. Plus I don't know exactly how even the road surface is, so who knows, he may have been able to get his throttle control here as well, instead of fighting Darling, as I like to call her. And I do believe her actress ended up playing in another anime that I watched and I really enjoyed, and I was very surprised to find out it was her and I didn't realize it. However, I'm forgetting the name right now, because I always end up whenever I watch an anime, it's like, hey, he or she sounds familiar, let me go quickly check. And then sure enough, yep, seeing the person in this one, that one, is just like, okay. It's always the same few people, surprisingly. I figured there'd be more broad, but not really. And I don't know why I'm going on about anime in this episode, so I'm just going to stop right there before I bore anybody to death. So, yeah, that's it for nighttime. There's nothing else we can do. So, 69 wins. Awesome. Somebody can make a joke in the comment section. I'm not going to. But we haven't lost a race yet. Crossing my fingers, which will probably happen next episode. So, no new information, no slasher, and it's apparently Thunder and Lightning, so no Nanamagari at the beginning of next episode. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed today's episode, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.